What's your take on in your family Hallmark movies? Where do they stand?
If it's a good one, there's been a couple that I've liked,
Yeah.
but generally I cannot stand them.
Yeah, they're tough.
I can't. If it's like going on and on and on, like, and I'm in the room, I might like the last 10 minutes, like, okay, what's going on, and try to sort it out. But generally, I am not a fan. And I know that's so stereotypical, but it's like there's nothing there. It's just
the same formula, rinse and repeat.
Yeah. And recently Hallmark has gone to same-sex couples.
Has it really?
Yeah. So Candace
Cameron
started her own network
because of that.
but I think largely because of that.
Yeah.
So they kind of do their own Hallmark-like movies that don't have any of that in there. So.
Man, that almost surprises me a little bit because I would feel like their target demo, as a rule, but maybe everyone kind of likes Hallmark. Like it's like not likes it.
Yeah.
Most people I talk to like don't love it, but it's something to have on during the holiday or like I don't know.
I don't know. My wife and daughters and my grandmother or their grandmother, my mother-in-law, they seem to like it.
Yeah,
they're like,
Leanne likes it too.
This is a good one. I'm like, oh my goodness.
And you're like, let me guess. Like, there's a pumpkin patch and there's a big. I don't know. What
a lady comes in from the city and she's getting back to her roots. And there's a guy there that's a lawyer that she likes, but he never has time for her.
Oh, so crazy.
So she like goes to pick apples in the orchard, and she meets the apple orchard owner whose wife died 3 years ago from cancer, and he's raising a little girl. Like,
it's like it's there's too much of this. What's going on? I say this. I mentioned Hallmark in my Sunday school.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you were sitting in and you were
was
in and
out for just a second today because we had Michaela Thrower on the slides today.
Oh,
her
I
first
saw
time.
her like hanging out back there.
Yeah. And but I was like, I'm not sure anyone has double checked these slides to make sure. Like, cause I did a little bit Wednesday. And it was a good thing I went and checked during your little bit of Sunday school because there was a song that he was singing wasn't even in there.
Yeah, it's
and
good
so
to check. Yeah,
we were able to use the computer in the other building to get Proclaim, and then it syncs to the other computer.
Have you ever seen the show Practical Jokers? Impractical Jokers.
Oh, is this with the 3 guys or 4 guys where they tell them scripts to do?
Yeah, they have this thing where they'll like make PowerPoint presentations for the other group they have to present.
And they've not seen them.
They've not seen them. It's hilarious. I was like, you guys should do that for worship sometime. Be like, Tim, just wing it. Here's my power. And be like, oh.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, don't do that. That totally a joke. But in my Sunday school, made this. It's like a subtle thing I've been saying. But when we think of adoption, it would be a shame to walk away from the series and think of adoption. It's like a nice, warm, fuzzy thing that would like be missing the significance.
Yeah.
So I was like, a little less Hallmark, a little more. I told people this was the phrase.
Yeah.
Or the question. How would you describe adoption in one word or short phrase? Mm-hmm. I think most people would think of compassion, kindness, love, beauty. These things. These things are true.
Sure.
I think these things are right about adoption.
I wouldn't say those though.
What would you say?
Well, the mental image, I don't know if it's great, but when you said that the mental image is I have of amoeba, like encapsulating something
I like that.
and then
that's
just
good.
bringing it in, making it a part of itself.
See, that's a good image. What I was trying to incorporate, I hit this hard today, was a little less hallmarky with those like little left like soft music, nice lighting,
Right.
and this is maybe a different direction than most people would think, but word I used was adoption is warfare, like more confrontational, more gritty. I said less Hallmark and more Saving Private Ryan.
Wow.
So also classic movie, not everyone's cup of tea. But anyway, so I was thinking movies, Hallmark movies, Saving Private Ryan. Do you have like a favorite movie?
You might get me in trouble a little bit.
Yes, that's what I'm going for.
Different genres. I love the first Matrix. Now, that's not a clean movie. No, there's some stuff to be concerned about there. But just the overall theme, I remember watching that in college and like going, wow.
You probably had like the perfect age for it too.
I was
like, I'm like 10 years younger than you. Yeah. It was like the movie that was like, I wasn't allowed to watch, but people in my class had seen it, but it was rated R. But it was it was really popular, obviously. You know?
We went and watched it and I had really no idea about it. And like I left and it was like, it like gave me an adrenaline high that I couldn't, like, I was driving a little bit crazy in my college roommate's like, what's up with you? I was like, I don't know.
You're like
and that is not, if you know me, that's not normally me.
Yeah.
I love Hunt for Red October.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it
yeah.
is just like, if I have to have something on, like if I'm like folding clothes or like I'm grading papers or something and I want something on, it's like Hunt for Red October is there. Kung Fu Panda.
Hilarious.
Great.
Nice.
I like Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. Not the first one, but When Nature Calls is pretty good.
That's funny. Man, good stuff.
Yeah. Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
A lot of language in that. A lot of language. And I don't know if we talked about this before, but I'm not personally, sorry listeners, as offended by the F-bomb as I am.
I was going to ask you, he uses it like a lot off air. Like as soon as the mics are off, I'm like, no, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I don't use it. But if it's in, especially like Saving Private Ryan, like, you know, we're told to only say what gives grace to those who are hearing. And if you're being bombed, the F-bomb probably gives grace to those who are hearing.
It would be harder to watch if they were like, golly gee, my knee, it smarts.
Yeah. Those, fiddlestick bombs keep falling on us, So
hey, and us today we're around a lot of scripture. Where's my shepherd? We're quoting scriptures. We're sniping people. It's it's basically a Sunday school lesson.
Yeah. So I could go on. I actually the other day made a fairly long list.
Did you?
Of movies that I want to watch with my daughters, like some classics from the before they were born and stuff. Harry and the Hendersons is on there.
Nice. That's classic.
I could pull it up, but it's a lot.
That's good. Well, speaking of that, I felt like, man, my kids need to watch Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Classic. Sat down. Jaden liked it. You tried to quiz him on it. Did not seem like it.
Left side, and he was like,
he was like, huh? Yeah, and really, this is maybe I can get some counseling here.
Okay. All right.
He really started zoning out during the part when Sunshine kisses Gary in the locker room, and he was like, "Mom, I don't think we should be watching this.
Yeah.
This is like not." And I think his conscience was really pricked.
Ooh, yeah.
And I was like, "You're gonna sit here and watch it no matter what." No, I'm just kidding. But he was like really like, "I don't think this is right." And I was like, "Well, it's not like they're gore," but I was like, "Hey, we'll talk about this later." But that I think really colored a lot of the movie for him because we've talked about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he's very, in a good way, very sensitive. Where if it was Jackson. Just like he's like, this is so funny, or even if it's not over his head, even if he doesn't understand the full thing, he's just like not as sensitive.
I think there's things like that movie came out before, like that was mainstream and accepted. So and that's a funny prank in the locker room.
It's like, it's not glorifying that. It's like right. It's like funny prank / almost like he wouldn't be. Gay, would he? Or
Yeah.
So,
and I think he's not in the movie.
And he's not. And he's not. Yeah. It's like
he's just messing around.
Yeah, he's just messing around. Yeah, exactly right. So, a lot of great quotes there.
Did Jaden ever get over that or no?
Yeah. I think so, but I think that's not gonna make it not his favorite. Not his favorite movie. One bone. Watching it again. One bone I have to pick with the movie.
Oh yeah.
Man, it's like at a pivotal part. It's where Coach Yost, the assistant coach.
Yeah. The white coach.
The white coach, yeah. That probably makes it easier talking there. Yeah. He's like, he makes this quote. It's like very inspirational thing. He's like, guys, we're going to blitz them all night. He's like, tonight, they're going to remember, or he's like, they'll remember the night. He said, like, they're going to remember the night that they played the Titans or something. And I was like, I felt like he was going to say they're going to remember the Titans. But it's like, it's not even the movie name. It's like so pivotal. And it's like, they will remember the night. It's like this whole different thing. I was like, I feel like it should be the same.
Yeah.
It was a really good speech. But in
some
my
people
mind,
may say that's more like if you had a Jonathan White here, he might say if you say the name of the movie in the movie, that's like too trite.
That's too on the nose.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it was. But I was like, I just feel like it was like the opportune moment.
Right.
Also, I need to fact check this. I'm pretty sure like Coach Boone, Denzel in the movie was like he said some like crazy number of people died at Gettysburg that didn't happen. Like I think he was like,
a lot of people died at Gettysburg.
like 10 million. Maybe not that high, 10 but million. I'm exaggerating. I need to fact check this. He said something like crazy where I was like, was there even this many people? I was like, how would this? But I was like, how would it make it past the cutting floor?
I'll say like certain politicians during COVID, like how many people are dying from COVID?
How
like
many?
That's like 3/4 of the population of America, and that's not the case.
I will say I could be wrong. It just might have been in my mind, but it was great. Classic movie. Love that movie. So trying to do that with the fam. But yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. So you're going to look that up?
I'll look it up in the break and see if I can get a number on this.
Yeah, do the comparison. Yeah. There was something else I was going to slip in, but I can't remember that we were talking. Just got carried away with all that we're talking about. So
here we go. And remember the Titans. So maybe it wasn't that bad, but Coach Boone said that over 50,000 men died at Gettysburg.
Yeah.
In reality, the number of deaths was around 9,800, according to Google AI. So it was like not that off. It was off by a factor of
5.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Which is, numbers were a lot smaller than I thought. But I just remember I was like, this seems like a lot of people compared. Just I felt like countries were small, like things were smaller.
But we lost the most American soldiers in Civil War.
Yeah, we did use a lot in Civil War. That's true.
We were fighting both sides, and we were doing that. Let's line up and fire at each other. Warfare type stuff, maneuver warfare.
I know this too. Do you know the bloodiest battle in American history up to that point? I wonder if there was one more. It was big in Tennessee.
Bull Run?
Where I was from. Bull Run. Also Battle of Shiloh. This was big. We would always, like for school, we would always go. We would always go to these places. Like we would drive here for like a field trip. So 25,000 died at the Battle of Shiloh. There you go. Well, some Civil War history. Maybe you weren't, Maybe.
Is history your thing?
I've really liked history. I preferred English and history to math and science. And then I ended up going into a science field, but it was not my thing.
Well, was Leanne math and science or no? What's her preference? That's why you're not a fantasy guy. It's the math and science people who are typically the fantasy nerds.
There was in college a lot like science. Yeah, I hung out with some science people, but not my go-to. Yeah, not my go-to group. But great adoption. Chapter 3. We'll try to. We didn't go 20 minutes about soccer this time. Only going 13 minutes. So this is good. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and take it to the next level.
From the heart of the Low Country in South Carolina,
it's the Take 2 podcast, where we take theology to the next level.
All right, week number 3. This is a 5-week series.
Yeah.
So kind of in and out, kind of short. But I like that the whole thrust of the beginning was maybe reframing adoption from if you were thinking warm and fuzzy and sweet and gentle to warfare. Yeah. And here's some things I'll throw at you. I think you got to unpack
that for our listeners, because we probably don't think about adoption as warfare. Like you snipe in, you get in crossfire, you putting them in the,
That's right. Hey, that's what it's about.
The battle of a Marine is that you hit them with ammunition.
Ooh, okay.
But also machine gun fire up front, so that they can't go far and they can't come towards you, like they get caught in
both.
that. Yeah.
Okay, that's smart.
So is that what kind of adoption is?
Very similar. Well, I'll put it this way. We'll talk about them one at a time. Horizontal adoption, the adoption we experience in our culture. Jade and Jackson have been adopted into my family. Horizontal adoption, I think, flies in the face of what our culture prioritizes. I think of our culture, maybe not just American culture, but culture at large, thinks of autonomy.
Yeah.
I want to do what I want. Thinks of convenience. I want to do what I want, and I want it when I want it. Uber Eats, Amazon Prime, all of these things. Primarily about self-interest. And I highlighted it through this article I read in Forbes a few months ago.
I would say kids in general fly in the face of all those things.
Exactly.
But then adopting someone else's kid even
more so. And so I brought up this concept. Have you heard of DINKs? Do you know what a DINK is? This acronym.
Well, maybe different connotations. Yeah. In the Navy, if you were dink on something, you were delinquent. So you were like behind on something, like, hey, you're dink here. Or if you did something wrong, they would dink you like, "Oh, you did this wrong. You did this wrong." But
Oh, that's interesting.
let's
military
hear,
background.
let's hear the context
So,
you got for it.
It's on the rise. It's an acronym
Okay.
coined in the 80s.
I think I do.
Do you know this? Yeah.
I've heard it before, but I don't remember.
It's on the rise, millennials, and even more so in Gen Z.
Yeah.
Here's an article from Forbes from last year. Rise of
Oh,
Dinks
yeah.
stands for dual income, no kids.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Because my dink has a Q in it, not a K.
Oh, got that. Yeah. And so these kind of dinks, Pew Research Center has this stat that from 2018 to 2023, in that short period, the number of dinks have increased by over 10%. And a lot of when you think dinks, it's very intentional and purposeful. It's not like, oh, we just happen this way. It's like, hey, we're setting out on this lifestyle. You can imagine reasons why childcare is expensive. The stat I read was it's $300 to $400K per child from 0 to 17.
I have a college roommate,
Per
dink.
in this way.
I think his wife probably doesn't want to be a dink, but he's like, I don't ever want to have kids. I think he had maybe a little bit of a rough
Oh yeah,
childhood,
other things
so
kind of
he's just
going
like,
to it out.
I don't want kids. I don't want, yep.
Children cost a lot of time.
Yeah.
You got to take Johnny to appointments and soccer practice and do homework and whatever might limit your ability to participate in things like work and make money. Another reason people said I look at the world, it's a terrible world. Don't want to bring kids into this world. I see there's war. I look at the news, whatever. Closely associated with that is like a subset. Like some people are like, I'm trying to save the environment. So less kids mean less strain on the environment.
Right.
Like that's like their thinking.
Yeah.
So some people would say, hey, I'm trying to be unselfish. So, I don't think that's ever.
Sure.
And then the most transparent group, which was a large subset, was like, I want to travel the world.
Yeah.
Like I just want to see the world. I want to go on cruises. I want to eat out with
Me.
Yes. And so there's a lot of reasons why a couple might not have a child pursuing this gratifying lifestyle. Not a good reason.
Right.
And so that was kind of my illustration where horizontal adoption stands out in a world that sees children sometimes as an obstacle to personal fulfillment. It kind of pushes back and says that life is precious. Building a family matters. Love is costly, but it's worth it. And
Right.
I'm willing to give of myself for the sake of the vulnerable, for the sake of others, even if it costs me something.
Yep.
That's horizontal adoption. Vertical adoption, stakes are even higher. I think it's a little bit easier to see that really it's nothing less than, a battle cry against the powers of darkness. We're children of wrath. We're enslaved to sin. In some capacity, we're under Satan's dominion. And so when you think about it, so horizontal adoption, I like putting these little phrases in there too. I remember how I said it. I was like, it's not sentimental. It's countercultural combat because it's so countercultural. Vertical adoption is along these same lines. Like it's so pervasive in Scripture that when God adopts you, He's snatching a soul from the powers of sin and death. Right. So these are things we don't probably think about these in this term: horizontal adoption, vertical adoption, whatever you're talking about.
So what I hear you saying is that the incarnation is like getting a beachhead on Omaha Beach.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly
like we are making a foothold, and we're going to get victory.
Beautiful. It's an invasion into enemy territory, and the watching world, when they see you participate in either of these, maybe you're evangelizing, you're pushing for vertical adoption, whether you're participating in foster care, horizontal adoption, the world sees that and sees where your priorities are at, like what matters to you, things that are costing you time, energy, resources, but you're participating in these things. Just want to keep that on our mind because that might be a slightly different way to look at things than we do sometimes.
The application is Saving Private Ryan has now become a Christmas movie for everyone to,
No, that's so good. No, it's good. And I'm going to talk about this next week. Next week is a really cool day. It's like the perfect confluence of events, but it is a day a lot of churches across the world celebrate as they call it Pure Religion Sunday. And, really a lot of the application is that.
Why did it get that day? Do you know?
That day, November is adoption month.
Right. But is there a reason?
Why
is November like January 22nd is Sanctity of Human Life because of Roe v. Wade and January. Is there something like that with November?
I need to look at the history. It's a combination of two different days. One's called Orphan Sunday. It used to be called that. I think that's like fallen out of favor to call something like Orphan Sunday. Yeah. And it's like there was a movie called like Possum. Have you heard this? It's like about this church that adopted all these kids. What's it called? Like the city was called like Possums. It was like some hillbilly city in like Arkansas or somewhere. I think it's Texas.
There is Possum's Grape in Arkansas.
I don't know what it is, but it's a really good movie. And
20
then
miles from Bald Knob.
there was another day called like Stand Sunday, and they like combine them.
Okay.
And I think they just picked November because it is like adoption. Like a lot of that stuff happens in November, so I think maybe it was just pushed on that. I don't really know. But the big driving force is they say, okay, we look to Christ as our example. Christ moved, like you're saying, towards discomfort, like not away from it. We see struggle, we're like, I don't want to go there. He like moved into that. Right. So anyway, the text we looked at today is one of your favorite books.
Oh man, it is a great book.
So maybe you can give some insight here to where I missed, but
you did miss a lot, but I didn't want to point it out during. I was in here for most of this. I was like, he's really whiffing at some of this.
Dropping the ball. Looking at Galatians 4:4-7. If you want to read 4-7.
Sure. But when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth his son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those who were under the law, so that we might receive adoption as sons. And because you are sons, God has sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts, crying, Abba, Father. So you're no longer a slave, but a son, and if a son, then an heir through God.
Great. I did this long thing. We don't necessarily have to do this, where I went like the build up from Galatians 3 into Galatians 4. And I like it because the end of Galatians 3 has some bearing. All of this has some bearing. It's kind of pushing towards what you just read. He's like building this argument. I would say maybe Galatians 3:28 and 29 is kind of like his first conclusionary statement. And then kind of 4:4-7, he's kind of also reinforcing, kind of concluding what he's been building. So we don't have to go through all of it. Really, I wanted us to hit 3:13. Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law by becoming a curse for us. For it's written, cursed is everyone who is hanged on a tree. The really thrust of this lesson is that our adoption costs something. Yeah. At a very high price. It cost us, or cost God, the life of Christ. That there was this high cost associated. It's not just like it's free for us, but it wasn't free. Christ became a curse. There's nothing we contribute to our salvation.
And I think if you slide back, not that our viewers see this, but at the end of Galatians 3, he's talking about these classes. I don't know if I'm stealing any thunder,
that's
but
good. Go for
Jew and Greek, we're in Christ. Those distinctions become different. Not that they are lost.
Yeah, it's good.
But there's no distinction. Slave or free, those distinctions go away. Male, female, those distinctions go away. And we're all heirs. And that plays into some of the wording. Like, if I wasn't in class or hadn't talked to you about it, I wouldn't know future, but I think that's good.
Oh, yeah. And I love that. I like this word. I think the words are so interesting. Talks about heirs. And then Galatians 4:1-7, he uses a lot of this word child, slave, sons, slave, and then back to an heir at the end. Kind of like, he's mirroring everything really well. There is this, I didn't mention it. I should have. I just totally forgot because I need to do more research on it. I was like, I think this is true based on what I can see. And I think it's true based on that Roman, like the 12 tables, laws, whatever they have. When it comes to adoption and slavery were actually very closely connected in the Roman culture from what I could read, where when it came to not a grown adult being adopted, but a child being adopted, say you were wanting to adopt Jordan. What I would have to do is I would sell Jordan into slavery. So that's like connected.
And then I would redeem him from slavery. And you would have to redeem him.
And if in Roman law, if you sold someone into slavery 3 times, like I would, there you go. I would had an alarm on my phone. Every time there's 3 times. There's like a 3 times law. I could sell someone into slavery 3 times. And then by doing that, I could not buy them again. I've like totally released even if I wanted to, rights are gone.
So you could sell a child into slavery.
Yes.
You could buy that child back.
Yes.
Sell them into slavery. Yes. Buy that child back. Sell that same child into slavery. No more buying them back. And then you lose
access to it. And so in an adoption, that would kind of go through just to symbolize like, I have no connection to this child. They would like do
this transaction on paper 3 times just to say, hey, you're no longer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then the adoptive father could purchase this as not a slave, but you could redeem this as a son. And so, don't know if that's exactly what Paul was thinking, but that would be in the context. Like readers would think child and slave, like these things would not be totally dissociated.
Right. Yeah, that's really interesting.
Because you go through Galatians so much. I find Galatians like 3 and 4 can be a little bit challenging. It's like, are we talking about the law? Are we talking about like bondage to sin? Is the law good? Is it bad? Are we just immature?
Yeah.
I get confused a little bit going through it at times, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, some of this stuff, and so I didn't want to weave in another like metaphor on top of some of these like different images and this kind of thing. But I thought that was pertinent. I didn't really share it today, but I was like, oh, that's so interesting that all of that is connected.
And I think you talked about this today.
Yeah.
I think we may have talked about it in the very first one on adoption, but it's specifically adoption as sons.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah. That's on purpose.
That's on purpose.
It's a deliberate move by Paul.
It's not just because they were like,
sexist. Yeah.
They're sexist.
Get these
it
women
has
out of
real
here.
meaning to it.
Yeah, and like you were saying, going back to Galatians 3, there's neither Jew nor Greek, slave nor free, male nor female. If you were adopted to a firstborn male heir, which that the firstborn male son is the one who adopted things. Daughters did not adopt things typically. There were exceptions.
But inherit.
Sorry, you're right. Inherit.
Yeah.
And even, I think like, you give away your daughter at wedding. Like some of this is like holdover from some of this kind of thinking, right? Where daughters were not the ones who inherited. Usually it was a son, not just a son, but a firstborn male heir. And so when Paul is saying this, it's really legal shorthand more than gender exclusivity, where he's actually elevating not only women, but everyone to that status. You could be the poorest woman in Galatia, be on the same point as the wealthiest man. You could be a slave on the same as a freeborn citizen. You could be a non-Roman Jew, be on the same level as a Roman Gentile. And all of that's captured in that word, which most of our translations do well. NESB 95, ESV, CSB, KJV, NASB 20 does the and daughters. It's all in italics, which I can at least get that they're saying this is not the text, but we're trying to be more inclusive. Like, because Paul is talking about everyone, but he's not. The NLT totally smooths it out and says children. And you're like, oh, I wish you didn't. I see what you're trying to do, but you're making an interpretive choice that you just miss that.
Right.
Same thing. I think the other place you see it sometimes is like, if someone fell asleep versus died.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, sleeping's such a good picture because you're going to wake up. It's like, but so some of these things, I get why you do it because it can be confusing. But that sons, because in Galatians 4, 5 through 7, he says sons 1, 2, 3, 4, at least son or sons 4 times. It's like it's not like he like accidentally said this. He could have used teknon, he could have used child. He does that elsewhere.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good point. But yeah, Galatians 4, I don't know if I've got a whole lot I want to add here. Got some pictures of, Joshi crying, which is great. But good. So my main point I want to drive home adoption is warfare. Our adoption was costly. So it was planned. It was costly. Next week we'll look at the spirit and these different benefits, these privileges we have in adoptions. The what?
The fruits.
The fruits, yeah. The fruits. Yeah, that's right. With the S. Get that plural really, really strong. Anything else you want to add about adoption and the cost of our adoption? It's one of those things, it's like, I like Paul's line of argumentation. He says, God sent forth his son to redeem those under the law. Why? Well, so that we might receive adoption. So again, it's kind of like this goal it's moving towards.
And didn't you, and in this verse, and our hearts crying out, Abba Father. Didn't you say Abba Father was found in legal documents about surrounding adoption?
I need to look more. I know for sure that Abba, it was commonly used in legal documents.
Yeah.
I'll talk about this next week, but Abba Father, I think, can be a highly misunderstood phrase where it's intimate. Is right. This is a teaser for next week. Intimacy is good. I would say it's probably a mistake to say it's like dada.
Yeah. It's not daddy.
It's not. It might be daddy. It might be like beloved father. So maybe daddy in like a reverent way. The way one author put it was, it's less a child giggling in his dad's face and more a child screaming out to his father to save me from this dog that's attacking me. It's primal. It's Jesus in Gethsemane saying, Abba, Father. It's not like dad. So it's similar, but I think we miss a shade of it.
Right.
So it is intimate, but it's more serious. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I think it's because I've always almost erred on the side of it's like goo goo, not, it's like almost
like
that.
Abba. Yeah.
And so I think the trick is some of that's like underneath some of the etymology, but maybe it's more significant than that. So anyway, something that I think maybe helps us, because the other thing we see when we see things like, we see the same kind of language in Romans, crying out. This word crying, this is like the word that the blind, like Bartimaeus, was like crying out to Jesus. So it is like this like primal scream, and not like a I'm happy things are good. It's like a desperation.
Right.
That's maybe we don't pick up sometimes, or I never picked up on that as much.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Son of David.
Yeah, exactly. Where they were like, hey, stop talking these things. So it's like it communicates more than maybe what I've. But even though I don't think those people were totally off base, it's just like a different shade. So that's next week. We will talk about that.
So what I hear you saying is go read Galatians again.
Go read Galatians. Yeah, just knock it out, and you'll really get the picture there. But that's all I got. 2 more weeks on adoption. We'll knock out this series. This is great. So
be good.
I love it. That's our take.
Thanks for listening to Take 2. Find us wherever you find podcasts and on YouTube for those who want to watch our videocast.